the very most popular story about the Prophet is that his neighbor was a Jew.
Can you show me the reference?
A reference. Sure.
Yeah, because I never found this
By
reference.
the way, can you read Arabic?
I will learn from you if you want to teach me, no problem. But go to the topic now. Can you show me the friend of the Prophet who was a Jew? I want to see that.
Hold on.
Okay, show me.
Hold on a second, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I give you the thing is should I just send you a link on
Yeah, you can show
Skype?
you can show me a link so we can show it to everybody in the screen, no problem. All right. All right. I will open for you.
Yeah. Go ahead and
okay, I will open the reference you gave me.
By the way, my reference is I learned it in 2 different schools, and that's back when I was a little child.
Yeah.
And 2 different countries.
Okay, but as I know, the reference you gave me is not a reference. Is that a reference, really?
I don't know. What do you mean by a reference?
You gave me a link. What is the reference for the story of the Jew?
Hold on. And the Prophet at their own school of learning aimed they would aside and worship, educate themselves. There is no compulsion in religion.
Well, I thought you want to tell me the reference about the Jew, because that reference, my friend, is a lie. Do you know that? The Muslims,
how can it be a lie?
Well, it's a lie. Give me the reference then. It's a lie. Give me the reference. I will give you 10 years to find the reference about that story. What do you say?
Well, it is in the Sirah of Muhammad.
Show it to me.
Do you really want to read the Sirah of Muhammad?
My friend, we are here to. You said to me, you are the one who said to me.
That's what I'm asking.
Aziz, you are the one who said to me, I am not a scholar, but I have a common sense. And now you mentioned to me common sense. You said to me, there's a story. There is a story. Then you need to show me the story. What I know about this story is a fabrication. There's no reference of it.
Okay, well then there's no point.
There's no point to mention it. Then don't go there. Then
you win the point.
Okay, no problem. Then you said to me that there is a verse in the Quran that says there's no compulsion in Islam, correct? Okay, what this verse is about? What chapter? What verse?
That's what it says in the source.
Where? What chapter? You are reading for me, right? Chapter 2. Just to be sure, we are reading the same thing.
It says, let's see. Let me go in there. Chapter 2, ayah 256.
Correct. Okay. But this verse, my friend, is about the opposite. It's about a group of people don't want to allow their children to convert to Islam. So the Prophet, he said, you cannot force them not to convert to Islam. This is not about forcing people not to convert to Islam. Is about forcing people not to accept Islam. Which means if you are a Christian and you have a son who want to convert to Islam, Muhammad saying to him, you cannot force your children into a religion he don't want. But the Prophet, he said, the one who changed his religion, kill him. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means this verse doesn't go for the Muslims. This verse must be about something else. Because if you change your religion, you are going to be killed. So here, some of those people. Okay, my friend.
I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You see, you said you speak Arabic, right? And this is Tafsir Ibn Abbas. There is no compulsion in religion. No one from among the people of the book and the pagans should be recorded to believe in the divine of the oneness of Allah after the Arab embrace Islam. So this is revealed about a bunch of people who they are not letting their children to convert to Islam. So Muhammad said to them, you cannot force people not to convert to Islam, but you just agreed that if somebody decide to leave Islam, he will be killed. So how does verse fit with the agreement that Muhammad will kill anyone leave Islam? That's mean you will be forced to stay as a Muslim. So this verse This verse have nothing to do with what you said, and the interpretation of the verse proving that this is about a group of people. They are not allowing their children to convert to Islam. Muhammad, you said to them, oh, you cannot do that. You cannot, you force not your children not to join the religion. We cannot, there is no enforcement on them. But
so may I speak now? For example, you're a Christian, correct? I can't force you to become a Muslim.
That's not true.
That's true. I can't force you to become a Muslim.
Okay, read for me chapter 9, verse 29 then.
I can't read. I'm working at the moment.
Okay. But do you know what verse? Do you know what chapter? Do you know what chapter 9, verse number 29 says, Mr. Aziz?
No, I don't.
Okay. Let me help you.
I don't memorize.
No problem. No problem. You are an Arab, as I understand, correct?
Yes, I am.
All right. You know Ibn Kathir, correct?
Ibn Kathir?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard of him.
Is he a trustworthy for you, or he is not?
I don't know who he is. I know I've heard of him, but I don't know who he is.
Which scholar you agree with? Which scholar is yours? Your favorite?
I don't have a favorite.
You have to give me something. Then should we go to Ibn Kathir then?
Just look up whatever you want.
Okay, no problem. You see, I'm just trying to help you. You see, in your statement. Okay, you said we cannot force you to convert to Islam. This is not what the Quran says. In chapter 9, verse number 29, it says that Allah, He ordered the Muslims to fight and to kill the Christians and the Jews unless they pay jizya or they convert to Islam. And this jizya have to be done with humiliation and have to be subdued, you know, disgraced. Read with me carefully. I don't know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, my friend?
I can't. No, actually.
Okay, let me give you a link. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
I give you a link.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, you can open it from your side, I guess, right?
Yeah, I can, because I'm calling from my phone. So
all
yeah,
right.
I can.
Can you open it for me? I'll read for me, please.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Go down where it says the order to fight people of the scriptures until they give the jizya.
Let's see. Which one did you say?
Go down until it says the order to fight the people of the scriptures until they give jizya.
Okay. I don't see it. Is it?
Go down, scroll down. It says, let me find for you in Arabic, so that will be easier for you. It says,
yes.
Do you see it in Arabic?
No, the last one that I see is لا تبدأ اليهود والنصارى بالإسلام.
بالسلام.
بالسلام.
بالسلام. Yes. So if you go before that, all right, before that, go up a little bit. You will see it says قاتلوا الذين لا
يعطوا الجزية.
Right. Okay. Now, there the interpretation saying that you fight them for a reason. What is the reason? Because they refuse to accept Islam. So you just said to me, we cannot force you to accept Islam, but you fight me because I don't accept Islam. And then you have to force me. You have to force me to pay the jizya. And then if I don't pay the jizya, you will kill me. So why you have to force me? If you go and flip the page, or you can read the whole page there, you will see.
You do agree with me, this situation is when a war is going on, correct?
It's your prophet who launched the war.
Yeah, but you do agree with me that
Islam, my friend, this is an order for Muslims to fight this war forever. قاتلوا الذين لا يؤمنون. Fight those who don't believe, not those who are fighting you. Fight anyone who don't believe. This is an order from your prophet, from your God, to fight anyone. Okay, let me ask you. Do you read what it says there? It says that when the Arabian Peninsula was secured under the Muslim control, Allah commanded His messenger to fight the people of the scriptures, the Jews and the Christians. All right. So Allah commanded him to fight who? The Christians and the Jews. Until what? Until they believe. So this is a duty the Muslims carry on. It's not only, this is the order from Allah for all the Muslims, not only for a certain time.
Actually, that is for a certain time, because
can you prove it?
When the beginning of Islam.
Can you prove it? Can you prove that this was only for a certain time?
Yes, because it's talking about because it's talking about the era of Muhammad.
But Muhammad, my friend,
Islam in the Arabic Peninsula.
Okay.
See, when the Islam came to the Arabic Peninsula, as you and I know, that it started in Mecca, and then he migrated to Medina, which Medina was half Jews and half Christians. Are we good at that point?
No, because I don't think that Medina was half Christian anyway. But
then
anyway,
what was it?
But that's not important. Okay, what happened next?
Okay, okay, it doesn't matter. So let's just say, as I was told, it's half Muslims, half Christians. There was a treaty that was made between the Prophet and those two tribes. The one tribe was Jews, and the other tribe was Christians.
But this is not about this, my friend. This is in the 9th year of Hijrah. Do you know how to read, right? It says in the 9th year of Hijrah. This is all is over now, and Muhammad decided to kill the Christians who are out of the Arabian Peninsula. He is done. He killed all the Christians. He killed all the Jews in the Arabian Peninsula. Read with me carefully.
Hijrah,
yeah, it says. Read carefully, Abdul, my friend. Read carefully. Arabian Peninsula was secured under the Muslim control, which means there's nobody there except Muslims. Allah commanded his messenger to fight the people of the scriptures, the Jews and the Christians. On the 9th year of the Hijrah, he prepared an army to fight the Roman.
Is that the first one?
Yeah, well, it's in front of you. The same page.
Yeah.
The Roman. There's no Roman in the Arabian Peninsula. There is no Roman in the Arabian Peninsula. Why your prophet? Why your prophet when attacked the Roman?
The Roman.
Yeah. It says here,
as we all know, there was 3 empires back then: the Roman, the Persian, and then the Muslim.
I don't care. Why he want to attack the Roman?
Because the Romans took Jerusalem.
Took it from whom?
Took it from whom?
But your prophet
took it from those people that are there.
From who? Who are they? Those people who are there?
They are Jews.
Are you sure?
Or Banu Israel.
Okay, but as I know, your God, Allah, he praised the Roman and he believed they are good people.
Of course, God is not gonna disgrace a human he created.
My friend, you are saying he want to fight the Roman. He want to fight the Roman, but Allah, he called the Roman believers and he called them great people in the Quran. If you go to chapter 3, the Quran says that, my friend, listen, don't to jump. You said that because the Roman, they took Jerusalem, that the Roman, they are in Jerusalem for the last 400, 500 years. So nothing new. Okay, so why now he want to attack the Roman? Why? You know, what the problem? And the Quran in chapter 30, there's a chapter, it's called the chapter of Rum. You heard of it? A Rum?
What is it? What is it?
The chapter of the Roman. Yeah, a Rum, yes. Which means the Roman. So there's a chapter have their names. Allah, he called the Roman as a good believers. So how Allah want to fight the Roman who they are good believers?
How Allah wants to fight the Romans?
Yeah, if they are, if he is praising them and he promised them victory, why Allah promised him victory?
Okay, well, here I'll tell you why.
Why?
So, as you probably do know, we do respect the prophets that got sent, and Isa, which is Jesus, is one of them. Now, when Isa traveled from Egypt to Jerusalem, that's where we believe that the Bible was fabricated, and that's why.
What does have to do with my topic, my friend? My topic is this. You're going so far. I'm asking you why the
I'm
prophet,
giving you the reason
why the prophet attacked the Roman.
Because the Romans changed or fabricated the Bible, and there was.
But your prophet, my friend. The Roman have nothing to do with this for a very simple reason. Your God approving them as believers in the time of Muhammad, not after. Chapter 30 in the Quran was given to Muhammad during his lifetime, and the Roman already are Christians. Read with me what the Quran says. The Roman has been defeated in the land close by they, even after this defeat of there will be soon victorious within a few years with Allah in decision, in the past, in the future, and on the day that the shall believer rejoice. So he called them as believers who rejoice victory. So how you are saying to me the Roman, they are the one who corrupt the Bible, and Allah, he called them as believers who rejoice victory soon?
So who is the Jesus that made the golden?
My friend, don't change topic. The Quran.
I'm not changing the topic.
Okay, the Quran is calling the Roman. The Quran calling the Roman believers. How they are people who changed the Bible, but yet Allah he called them believers.
Okay, they're believers because they believed in a book that God has revealed.
But you just said they changed the Bible. That's his wrong book. They cannot be. You cannot be a believer if you believe in the book of the devil. Are you?
Okay, so you can't believe in a book that is written by the devil. That is correct.
Yes. So then God should not call you a believer in the true God if you believe. Like for me, my God is Jesus. Is that will make me a believer or will make me a kafir? The Quran says we are kuffar.
That is correct.
Okay, so how the Quran called the Roman as believers?
Because God said that the Romans are disbelievers because they believe that Jesus is a God, and says that
But he called them believers. He did not call them pagans. The Quran called the Christians pagans, kuffar.
Yes.
And so why he is happy? He's saying those Roman, they will be victorious and the believers will rejoice. Why he's happy for them to be victorious? If Muhammad he want to kill them all, and the Romans should be killed for changing the Bible. So why Allah saying, oh, they will be, don't worry, be happy, they will be victorious and the believers will rejoice?
1 second, please. So your question was, why did God said that the Romans will be
rejoice, and why the believer will be joyous? Which means even the Muslim, they consider them, they are brothers and sisters, and we will rejoice together. Because if you go to the interpretation, you will see that the pagans and the Arab, they said to Muhammad, aha, you claim to be, you have the same God of the Christians. Here we go, the Christian, they lost the war with the Persian. So Muhammad, he got them a verse back saying, no, hold on, those believers will rejoice victory soon again. So why Muhammad in a few years after he himself he want to kill them? Doesn't make sense.
I'm not understanding.
My friend, here he is promising the Roman victory, and he is going to celebrate with them victory. The believers will rejoice, including the Muslims will rejoice. Rejoice what? Rejoice the victory of the Roman. So how the Roman are pagans and they are bad, and yet you will rejoice with them the victory?
Because, like I said, Muhammad said that he promised the believers winning against the Romans.
No, my friend. Here, the one who is a promise to win is the Roman. The Roman.
Romans are promised to win.
My friend, you are not listening. I understand. Okay. I respect your honesty. You said to me, I'm not a scholar. I do not know much. So this is why I'm going easy with you. This verse promising the Roman victory, and the verse saying when the Roman victorious become victorious, the believers will rejoice. Not the believers will rejoice over victory over the Roman losing. No, the Roman will be winning the war, and the believers will rejoice. So Allah here is speaking good of the Roman. So how they are the one who changed the Bible, yet Allah will give them victory, and the believers will rejoice for the believer Christians. They had victory.
Just 1 second, please. I have a customer. He's gone. Where is he? Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Sorry.
No problem.
There's going to be a lot of interruption because I am at work right now.
I understand. No problem.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like this topic is complicated for you. Let's make it simple for you. You said to me something about the Bible is being corrupt. What Bible is corrupt? What Bible of Allah is corrupt?
Well, if the Bible is not corrupted.
No, I'm not asking you this. I'm asking you, which Bible is the one you believe it's corrupt? The Bible of Allah?
The Bible of Allah
is corrupt, yeah.
Well, Allah sent the Bible, yes.
Right. So it is the Bible of Allah is corrupt.
Yes.
Okay. You as a Muslim, how for God's sake you accept that you have a God, his name is Allah, and he cannot protect his Bible?
Well, that I don't know.
Okay, I like this answer, but don't you just said that it is the prophet he want to attack the Roman because they changed the Bible, but it's the fault of who? Is it the fault of the man? The man is corrupt. People are corrupt. A human being is corrupt. If I have a book, I have responsibility to protect my book. As an example, I have 5, 6, 7 books. All of them, they are published. If somebody tried to change anything of them, I would take him to court, and I have the original to prove it. Now, this is God. his name is Allah supposedly, and he sent the book, it's called Torah, and he sent the book, it's called Injil. Why Allah is willing to protect only the Quran, but he don't want to protect the Torah and the Injil? Like the Torah and the Injil, like a yellow pages for him, it's not worth to protect them.
That's a good one. That I always question myself is, why did God send the Torah and then it was messed around with, and then God sent another book, which is the Bible, and then it was messed around with, and why not the Quran messed around with?
So
now that I don't know the answer to.
Okay,
because
I will help you.
Me is
you sound a decent guy, Aziz. You sound a decent guy. I really respect you.
To me, it sounds like, what kind of God would send so many holy books, okay, yet they all get corrupted except the last one?
Right. That doesn't make sense. And you are the person of sense and logic. I like that.
Exactly. Yet we do both agree that we are humans, and us humans cannot judge what God can do. Correct?
Well, not in the logic of the Muslims. As an example, the Muslims, they always judge God. They say how God can be a man. So you are judging God. You know,
well,
you say how God can be a man. You are questioning if God can or he cannot. So you do. But you see here, the question here, if Allah is God and he is eternal and his words are equal, I mean, it's a funny if somebody want to say to me that the word of God is not equal to the word of God. Do you agree?
Wait, say that again.
If somebody say to you that the word of God is not equal to the word of God, don't that look funny and stupid?
What is that supposed to? It doesn't mean anything.
No,
so yes, of course it's stupid.
Yeah. So the word of God must be equal. So now the Torah is the word of God, the Injil is the word of God, the Quran is the word of God according to Muslims. So why Allah he don't care to protect the others when all of them, they are the word of God anyway?
Well, I'll tell you this, and don't take me as, you know, as a mean guy. If you can find the answer to that, I'll be more than happy, because I really want to pick the correct religion.
Well, my friend, first of all, the Quran is not protected. I don't know if you know the story. Like, as an example, do you know the story about the goat who ate the Quran?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So how the Muslims, and you are a Muslim, believe the Quran is protected, but yet we have a clear evidence, Sahih Hadith, saying the Quran was eaten by a goat, and now those verses are missing?
Because if you allow me to go back to the main point. The main point is, in order to believe in Islam, you must believe the Sirah of Muhammad. And Muhammad, peace upon him, said that, and also God said that the Quran. Your phone is ready, sir. Just 1 second, please.
All right, guys. He looked like he have a store or something. So, guys, this guy is trying to be. You see, if you are a Muslim like Mr. Aziz, I will talk to you until tomorrow. He don't shout, he don't play games. I like that. At least he is being honest, right? He have the right to defend his religion, no problem. I mean, you are welcome to defend your religion, but don't flood us with your voice and shout and scream, and you think by doing that you are going to get away with it. You cannot do that with me. He said that he don't understand really how Allah don't, or what, he will not protect the Torah, and he will not protect the gospel. This guy is in his way to leave Islam. Just wait. He just admitted that there is something fishy here. Allah, he sent 124,000 prophet, yet only the Quran he want to protect, which means there's 124,000 books are gone. We will wait for him to call to go get back. He's still online with me, but he have like customers in his store. Anyway, guys, please invite your friends.
Hey, do you want me to call you back, because it's going to be a little while?
No problem, Aziz. You're welcome. You can call me anytime, my friend.
All righty, thank you.
I'm glad to meet you and to talk to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. Guys, the lie which Muslims they believe in, that the Quran is protected. Here we go in front of you. This is the wife of the Prophet, is speaking about a goat who ate the Quran, and now there's many verses in the Quran, chapters are missing. Where we can find the stoning to death verse? It's gone. Where is the protection? According to the scholars, according to Umar ibn Khattab, who is a companion of Muhammad, who Allah himself, he took Quran from him, the Quran was 1,025,000 letter, which mean 1,025,000. What is left now is less than 270,000 letter, which mean more than 80% of the Quran is eaten by the goat. It's not really a verse or a chapter or two. Look like this goat, she was hungry, and trust me, a goat, she can eat the whole book easy. I don't know if you ever see a goat. They eat anything. They eat papers, they eat plastic, they eat anything. Any one of you saw goats? They eat anything in their way. Anything. This is why, you know, actually, even the word goat, they call, I think they call it goat because she eat anything. This is why they can survive easy. You know, you can take a goat to the desert, and this is why people of the desert, they have goats. They don't have really sheep, because sheep, they need water a lot. They need the grass. They need certain kind of food. When the goat, she can eat anything. What they call those things, like the plant who have needles, which nobody can eat. The goat can eat it easy. She chew it, she eat it as if it's like falafel. So they have a special build to survive a very tough weather. They can climb the mountains. You know, they can live in a cold area. They can live in a very harsh area, a desert area. They can survive easy. So the Quran is protected, is a big fat lie. Allah, he could not even stop a goat. Okay, the goat ate the Quran. Where is the verses now? According to this hadith, there's verses about stoning to death. Stoning to death. All right. It says here the verses of stoning, which means stoning to death, are missing. This, you see here, it says the verse. Now there is no way the goat will eat a verse. I mean, imagine, guys, we have a page. The goat ate the verse. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? The verse is a small, tiny words. I mean, few words. The goat ate only the verse. Only this verse. So the goat ate whatever in her way, and now they are remembering the most important things. The goat ate. It is the verse of stoning. So we do not know what else is gone with it. Like the goat, there's no way she will eat only this verse and she will skip the other verse. It's not something you can lick like a yogurt in a page. The whole page is gone. So whatever in that page, at least let us say, for God's sake, I mean, for the sake of argument, one page. The page have in the front, the page have in the back, and there is no way two pages just a one verse. Then it says here, and the breastfeeding for adult 10 times was revealed. So those verses are gone too, which I wish they are there, because this is a verse where Allah, he ordered the Muslim women to give her beautiful boobs. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah. I wish I can do that every day. You know, actually, I was thinking to open a drive-through breastfeeding in Las Vegas. Man, oh man. The Arab Muslim tourists, they will come from around the world to visit this store. Drive-through breast adult feeding. You open your window. We have small windows where women, they put their boobs coming out, and you suckle, and you pay. I mean, we accept a credit card, we accept anything. This is a religion. You see, we go back to the ethic of Islam. What kind of ethical God? He teach women she can give her boobs. You know, Muslim women, you cannot shake hands with them, brother, but we can shake their boobs and we can suck their nipples. And now this idiot goat, I hate her very much. She could not eat different verse. She ate my favorite verse on the Quran. I mean, look how lucky I am. You get all the Quran. All the Quran. What about eating the chapter about the ant? Huh? What about eating a chapter about vegetables? Why you choose this one? I mean, it's not even fair. I'm angry now. You don't want to see Christian Prince when he's angry. Do we have any Muslim would like to give us a call? So the lie about Quran is protected is a big fat lie. Allah could not even stop a goat. And you know what? Let us say for the sake of argument, the goat ate the Quran. Let us do this. You know me. I'm very good in art, right? You know me. I'm an artist as by birth. You know, when my mom she gave birth to me, they found a pen and the paint brush in my hand. You believe it? Yeah, I don't know where I get them from, but they found it in my hand. It's a true story. You can find it in Sahih Bukhari. So if we go and we say that there was a goat, this is a goat. The goat ate some pages of the Quran. Yummy, yummy. This is the Quran. Oh, he's calling back. Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Yes, Aziz, how are you?
Sorry, it's
no problem, no problem.
It's a hectic day. You got to reach the American dream by working every day.
Yeah, good for you, good for you. No problem.
Okay.
So my friend, we were.
Where did we get to?
Yeah, we were talking about the Quran is protected or not, you know, and the gospel is protected or not. You see, in front of me, you mentioned to me the story. I mentioned to you the story of the goat who ate the Quran, and you said you know about it, right?
Yes.
So this goat ate the Quran. Okay, how then the Muslims they say to us Allah protected the Quran when the goat was able to defeat Allah by this story?
Well, you know, if you look at today's, you know, daily things, you would see a lot of Qurans being destroyed or burned. Correct? That doesn't mean that the Quran is being burnt everywhere. Are we on the same point?
Yeah, but this is nothing to do with my topic.
Yeah, so this is not today, and this is not the topic of where the Quran first got printed. Yeah. So we agree on the same point.
Yeah, but you see
now,
here.
The thing is, how would the Quran be copied exactly the same if some of it was eaten by a goat?
So now we have verses are missing, right?
Okay. So the thing is, the reason why I believe in it is not just because my dad told me or such and such told me or such and such told me. It's because I studied Arabic and I am glad the fact that I'm fluent in Arabic. The fact that no human being can put words in Arabic together to be that perfect. The second thing is God said that the Quran is not just saved through the book or the copy, but it's saved through, how do you say, memorized through the memories of Muhammad and his
Okay, that's wonderful. So now we can find the verses for death, stoning to death, as long they are surviving by the memory. Can you quote for me the verse of stoning?
The verse of who?
Stoning to death, or the verse about breastfeeding for adult. Can you recite the verse for me? You said, okay, the goat ate it, but however Allah protected, because the Quran is protected by the heart of the believers. But we cannot find the verses of stoning or verses about breastfeeding for adult or 10 times or 5 times. Can you recite for me the verses of breastfeeding for adult 10 times?
Okay. For example, those that like when does somebody get stoned? First occasion is if you commit rape.
Aziz, listen to the question. Aziz, I'm not asking you about this. You said that the Quran is protected anyway by the heart of the believers, correct? Okay. Can you quote for me or any Muslim, can he quote for me the verses of 5-time adult breastfeeding? Can he quote the verse for me?
What does that mean?
There's a verse in the Quran which is missing. Goat ate it, about 10-time breastfeeding for adult. In case you do not know, what does that mean? Your prophet, he allowed Muslim women, he ordered them to give their breast to a stranger if in order to stay with them or to meet with them. So with my respect to your family, I don't mean to be respectful. If you have a wife, she have to give her breast to a stranger, and he have to suck it 10 different times in order for him to be lawful to sit next to her in one room. This verse we cannot find in the Quran. Can you recite it for me?
So if I want to sit with a woman,
yes, you have,
I should suck her breast 10 times?
Yes, you have to suck it 10 times, and this was a verse in the Quran.
But what is the point of it?
I ask your prophet. I'm not the prophet. The prophet, he come with points nobody understand. He's your prophet, not mine. For me, I believe this is very bad. You know, I don't want to be.
I actually want to look at that because
okay. Let me give you the link. Here we go. Open the link, please, and read it for us. It's in Arabic. It's in English. You choose to read in whatever language you wish. Yeah. So here we have an ethical problem, and we have a problem with protecting the Quran, because there's, according to this hadith alone, there's a chapter about breastfeeding for adult 10 times is gone. There's a chapter about 5-time breastfeeding for adult is gone, and there's a chapter about stoning to death is gone. In the top of that, the Prophet teaching Muslim women to give their breast.
Okay.
So what do you think, Aziz?
1 second. What is the name of the hadith? Because I want to read what is it called? I want to read it in simple Arabic.
Well, the link there have Arabic, my friend. The link there have Arabic. You can't see the Arabic?
Yes. Yeah, I can see that Arabic, but you will laugh at me. It's gonna be hard for me to understand it all.
Yeah, but you said you are fluent in Arabic, so you are not fluent in Arabic.
Well, we all know that the Arabic.
Okay, let me read for you.
The one we practiced today is...
Aziz, no problem. My Arabic is perfect. I will read for you. All right.
Go ahead.
I understand your Arabic is not good. حدثنا أبو سلمة يحيى بن etc. Let's go to the hadith. It says عن عائشة وأنا عبد الرحمن بن القاسم عن أبيه عن عائشة قالت لقد نزلت آية الرجم ورضاعة الكبير 10 ولقد كان في صحيفة تحت سريري فلما مات رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم تشاغلنا بموته دخل داجن فأكلها. Here we go. Done. So this is verses about stoning to death and verses about breastfeeding for adult 10 times. And when they were busy with the death of the Prophet, a goat get in and ate the Quran. And here you will see it says إرضاع الكبير 10, which means an order for the Muslim woman to give her breast to an adult, a man, and he have to suck her breast 10 times until he is satisfied, and that will make him allowed to sit with that woman. Actually, there's different hadith says that Aisha, before she allowed a man to enter upon her, she ordered her sister to give him her breast 10 times in order for him to go and be in the room alone with Aisha.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Actually, there's a fatwa. I'm surprised, Aziz. There's a big fatwa in Egypt from the head of the Islamic Center of the Hadith, the Dean of Al-Azhar University. I'm sure you heard about Al-Azhar. He made a fatwa that any woman she want to mix with men, she have to give them her breast. And there's actually
you might let's laugh a little bit. Fatwas, there is a lot of fatwas these days.
But this is your prophet fatwa.
There's something that I laugh about in my religion, which is anybody making a fatwa.
My friend, this is not anybody. This is the head of the Islamic Center, the dean of the Al-Azhar University. making the fatwa. And when the people ask him, how you say that? He said, this is not my fatwa, this is the fatwa of the Prophet.
The fatwa is what?
It's an order from God by your Prophet.
What does it say?
Well, as you see, this is a verse from the Quran, says that a Muslim woman, she have to give herself, her boobs, to a strange man. He have to suck her nipples 10 times until he's satisfied. Not in the same day. He have to do it in 10 different days, and each time he have to do it until he cannot do it no more. He stop. That's it. He's satisfied. So in this, I don't know. You can search it on YouTube. I wish I can play it for you, but they have copyright over it. You know, in the interview with the dean of the Azhar University, the host, the woman, she asked him, well, are you saying if I go in the bus, I have to give my breast to everybody in the bus? He said yes. And she said, do you know how many men here work with me in the studio? Are you saying to me I have to make them all suck my breast 10 times until they are satisfied in 10 different days? He said yes. He said, how that can be? He said, ask the Prophet.
That is,
because this is the order of the Prophet. There's a story, in case you are not aware. There's a woman, her name is Sahla bint Suhail. Sahla, she is the one who came to the Prophet, and she said to him that she have a growing man, a slave, who is entering upon her, and her husband is not happy with the way he look at her, or the way that they say he's in the house. So the Prophet, he said, give him your boobs, let him suck it 10 times. The woman, she said, how I can make him suck my breast if he is a growing man? The Prophet said, well, I know he is a growing man, let him suck your breast. So the story, you know, the story about this is coming from your Prophet, and you know, how you can explain it? No, explain it to me.
Well, yeah, I'm right now reading about it actually.
Okay.
There are many things. Although what is strange is I don't know why they have Abi Hudayfa in it.
Yeah, Abu Hudayfa, supposedly he is the husband. The husband of this wife, he is unhappy with Salim. Salim is a slave she owned, and he is a growing man. So Abu Huzaifa is unhappy with seeing this man in the house. So she is asking the Prophet what I should do. The Prophet, he told her, give him your breast and let him suck it. But she said, how he can suck it? He is a growing man.
Yeah, it says إن سالما قد بلغ ما يبلغ الرجال وعقل ما عقلوا وإنه يدخل علينا وإني أظن أن في نفس أبي حذيفة من ذلك شيئا فقال لها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أرضعيه تحرمي عليه ويذهب الذي في نفس أبي حذيفة فرجعت فقالت إني قد أرضعته فذهب الذي في نفس أبي حذيفة رواه مسلم وابنه سهيل هي سهلة بنت سهيل بن عمرو القرشي أما العامري امرأة أبي حذيفة. So this is the same one we're talking about, right?
Right. So what do you think?
So here it says قد أجاب جمهور أهل العلم عن قصة سالم بأجوبة منها أنه حكم منسوخ ومنها أنه خاص بسالم وامرأة أبي حذيفة.
منسوخ by 5. The نسخ here is it was 10 times. Then Muhammad, he make it 5 times. So it's still this order for every Muslim woman she have to do. She have to give her breast to a stranger, and he can suck it 10 times. Do you agree with that, Aziz? Yeah. Are you going to allow it? With my respect to your wife, I don't mean any insult. No. Do you allow your wife to do that?
1 second, please. It's a plastic screen for me. Yes, sir. How much?
Yeah, it's okay. He's busy. Let us see what he will say. Is he going to allow his wife to give her breast to a stranger? You see, this is the main reason Islam cannot be from the true God. Ethic in Islam is a joke. What kind of a prophet? He advised a woman to give her boobs to a growing man to suck it, and that supposedly will stop the anger of the husband. Who of you Muslims would like to invite me to his house and he said watching me sucking the boobs of his wife, and that supposedly will cool you down. If you do that, you must be a perverted man. And what about the man who is sucking the boobs of your wife? What do you think will happen to him? And what do you think will happen to your wife? A man he is licking and sucking her nipples. What kind of solution the solution is? We are fixing the problem that the man is looking at the women in the dirty way by giving the man the opportunity to suck my wife boobs. We are Muslims, we are very conservative. We are very conservative. What conservative? Yes, our wife, she wear burqa, but she have to give her boobs to a stranger, and he can suck it 10 times. Thank God I'm not married, I'm not a Muslim, otherwise I will have a long line of men in front of my door if she is beautiful. Every homeless in the world, if you live in San Francisco, you will find a lot of homeless. You know, every homeless in the city will come and get a free sucking. If my wife, she go in the train, she have to give her boobs to everybody in the train. I mean, Islam is very logical, and it makes sense, and it's very decent religion. Very much. Yes, Aziz.
I got another customer.
No problem.
Go ahead.
So what do you think? If you know, if I was asking you with my respect about your wife, are you going to follow the Prophet and do this? You will let your wife give her breast to someone?
Of course not.
Okay, so why the Prophet? What kind of a prophet? He claimed that his God ordered him to do that, because as you see, this is a verse in the Quran.
Yeah. So that's the thing is, I've never heard of it. So this is supposed to be a verse in the Quran.
As I showed you, if you remember the hadith before, I showed you when we were talking about the protection of the Quran, that the goat ate, and this is why you asked me about this adult feeding thing. This is why I mentioned to you the other story. So this is a verse in the Quran. Read with me carefully. It says, لقد نزلت آية الرجم ورضاعة الكبير عشرة ولقد كان في صحيفة تحت سريري. So those are chapters in the Quran. This is not only a hadith. Allah, he made supposedly a chapter about it in the Quran, at least verses, and this verse is abrogated by another verse which it says instead of the women doing that 10 times, she can do it 5 times.
What ayah is that?
We cannot find it in the Quran. This is what we're talking about.
Oh,
the goat.
Okay. So basically, this is something that is missing.
This is missing by Mrs. Goat. The goat ate it.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So this is missing because the goat ate it.
Right. But as you see, the Muslims agree upon it, and until now, people they are doing fatwa because this is in the hadith. It's a real story. Your Prophet he mentioned, and he talked about, and even he support his opinion by a verse coming from his God that a Muslim woman she can give her boobs to a stranger. He suck it. So even if you watch the TV show, the Egyptian TV show, the woman she asked him, she said, I have like 500 men work in this studio. Should I give my breast to all of them and suck it? He said yes. And when people they start cursing this guy and humiliating him, he told them, all of you a bunch of ignorant. This is not my words. This is the Prophet saying that. And he showed him the story.
Okay, I'm just gonna, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna keep reading this.
No problem. So as you see, Aziz,
because I don't want to offend you. Anything on the TV, I don't believe, and that is due to something that happened to me when I was a little child.
I don't believe in TV. I agree with you.
Something happened, and
Aziz,
I saw it in my eyes, and then I saw it on the TV, and it was a lie. So okay, go ahead.
I'm not asking you to go by the TV. I just mentioned there's this guy, the dean of the Azhar University. This is not a guy who own a Pepsi Cola store. This is a professional, religious man, respected, hired by the government, approved by government, to present the country in the case of religion. So this is the highest authority of Islam. This is not you and anyone. This is a person who spent his life. He's a scholar. And he have many books, and he made a fatwa, and the fatwa is not from him. He is just quoting what your Prophet said. This is a hadith narrated by Aisha. Is Aisha a woman coming from the TV? No. So
okay, but the thing is, as I kept reading, I'm sorry to interrupt. It's saying that this is not true, and the reason why. See, they list here is قال القاضي عياض ابن إكمال المعلم بفوائد مسلم كتاب الرضاعة باب رضاعة الكبير. قوله في الحديث أرضعيه يذهب ما في نفس أبي حذيفة. وفي الطريق الآخر تحرمي عليه. قد حملها أزواج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم على الخصوص كما تقدم دليل الكتاب بقوله, and this is an ayah, this is from the Quran, حولين كاملين لمن أراد أن يتم الرضاعة. So basically 2 years of breastfeeding to the little child. And then it says بدليل آخر قوله لا إرضاع بعد فطام وقوله إنما الرضاعة من المجاعة. So you only breastfeed.
Yeah, but my friend, this is, you see, those people, they are mixing. You are reading just an article. That's not true, because this is about a child. This case is not about breastfeeding. Here, breastfeeding is not for milk. There's no milk here. This woman, she's an old woman, Aziz. Women, they have milk only when they give birth. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So the woman here is an old woman. She is not a young woman. She don't have a baby. She's not giving birth. So how is going to suck her breast and there's no milk anyway?
Well, like I said, see, I don't agree with that. And here is they're agreeing that which you told me is incorrect, because God said لا رضاعة بعد الفطام.
No رضاعة بعد الفطام for children. This has nothing to do with children. Those are adult. This is the verse of adult breastfeeding, not for children. That different topic. You see, when the Muslims make articles, it's very funny. Nobody is using his logic, and you are a person who likes logic, right? So the topic they are talking about is nothing to do with our topic. Here is not about breastfeeding for milk. Here is about a man sucking the nipples of a woman. She don't have milk. You see, Aisha, she never had babies, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I suckle from Aisha? I mean, what the point? She have no milk anyway. And Aisha, because she is the wife of the Prophet and nobody should do that with her, she was ordering her sister to do that. But her sister, she don't have babies. So what they are sucking just her boobs. So what these children have to do, you see, when they make an article, it's very funny. They defend in a very funny way. They don't have the intelligence of conversation, because that is a topic and this is a topic. This is about a woman. She have a problem, and there's a man. He's a growing man, and now he is in her house, and she is not giving birth. She don't have milk. And الرضاعة من المجاعة, it's for someone who want to eat, drink. But this guy, this is not the purpose. And when they say it's not true, well, this is a verse in the Quran. What is not true?
That is, well, what you're saying is logic.
Yeah, so they are mixing things up. You see.
Okay, so here, I'm sorry, I pulled up another one which sounds convenient to me. So let's just read it and see if we agree on it.
Okay.
Basically, it says هل يجوز إرضاع الكبير غير المحرم, which is it okay to breastfeed somebody that is an adult who is not a family? So it says first الرضاع المحرم لا يتوقف عن مص اللبن من الثدي بل لو وضع في إناء وشرب منه الطفل كان ذلك رضعا معتبرا في قول جمهور العلماء. قال ابن قدامة رحمه الله قال الشافعي والصعود كالرضاع وكذلك الوجوه.
My friend, again, Aziz, you can take your time, but this is about children, have nothing to do with our topic. They are still talking about feeding a child milk. That is not the topic. This is a man.
I understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
They are mixing things up. There's no connection between this and this. You see, as I told you, you can read the whole article. You will see that the Muslims went so far trying to defend Islam by fabricating stories have nothing to do with the story. This woman, she is a woman, and it's not a child who is in her house. It's a man, a growing man, and this man do not need to drink milk, do he?
But this one is saying that he can drink the milk if it was
first of all, first of all,
go
Aziz,
ahead.
Rida'a is not a drinking. Rida'a is suckling.
Okay.
Rada'a, you can go to dictionary. من
I understand.
رضع على الشيء. رضع على الشيء, which means he hold it between his lips, and he hold with it and he suck it. So rida'a cannot be by drinking from a cup of water. So, but if you drink from a water, from a milk of a woman, and you are a child, according to Islam, this is considered equal to rida'a. But this is not the scenario we are talking about. The Prophet, he did not say to the women, give him some milk in a cup and let him drink it. He said to her, suckle him. And suckling is about you putting your lips around the nipple of a woman and suckling. And this woman, she don't have milk anyway. So this is have nothing to do with all the article written in front of you.
Okay, but it says if it was milked into a dish.
But my friend, this woman, she don't have milk anyway. And what that will do anyway? I mean, are we talking about a cow?
No.
This is a woman. She don't have a children. This is a woman. She is a growing. She don't have a baby. She don't have an infant to feed him milk. Women don't have always milk, and she is a growing old woman. So how she is going to feed? Don't you see that this woman, she was surprised? She said to him, "How I'm going to suckle him and he's a growing man?" She didn't say how I'm going to feed him some milk. How I'm going to suckle him, but yet he is a growing man. So still we are talking about suckling. We are not talking about drinking milk, and the women, she have no milk anyway. But because the Muslims trying to avoid this, and what we will do with the verses in the Quran, this is a verse. The Quran says breastfeeding for adult. What they are talking about is breastfeeding for a child. This is have nothing to do with our topic. In front of you, in the hadith, Aziz, does it say Rida'atul Kabir ya Ashr? Does it say that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Rida'atul Kabir. So why they are talking about Rida'atul Saghir? They have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah. And here it also says لا يثبت التحريم برضاعة الكبير.
See, here we go.
بقول جمهور الفقهاء.
Thank you very much.
الرضاع المعتبر ما كان في الحولين.
Thank you. So now it's still
basically,
and that will make it more problem. Now we have bigger problem. Do you know what the problem now?
What is the problem?
They just admitted that if a man suckle a woman breast, that will not make him forbidden from her to have sex with her or to marry her, correct?
No, this is
okay.
Saying,
so what the point? So what the point then?
No, this is saying there is no prohibition from breastfeeding an adult.
Right. So a man, if he suckle a woman breast, still he can have sex with her. So what the point? What the point?
It's the thing is saying there's nothing that prohibits.
Yes, there's nothing forbidden, which means
okay.
No.
So,
Aziz, let me explain to you. I don't know if you understand Arabic very well. What they are saying to you in Arabic there, that if a man he suckle from a woman, still he can marry her. But if a child he suckle from a woman, he cannot marry her. He cannot marry her daughter, or if she is a girl, she cannot marry her son, or which means she became like a family. So this is,
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So for example, I actually have this situation. See, right now I am a brother of another guy who's not from my mother. How you're gonna ask me? Well, how is he your brother? If he's
I know what you are talking about.
He is because I was breastfed by his mom.
Yeah, but do you think really by somebody drinking the milk of somebody he became a brother really?
Well, yes.
Why?
Why? Because scientifically, the milk of a mother basically plants the love of that mother into you.
So if we drink, me and you, from the same cow, we became brothers?
Well, no, not a cow. See, there's a difference between the cow.
Why?
Because God made the woman milk different than the cow. The woman milk is something that God provided.
I can show you a Muslim guy calling the scholar live in TV. He was asking that he have a fiancé, and they are married already. Actually, get picked up. So they are married already, but they did not do intercourse yet, and they made a mistake and ate from the same ice cream, and now he feared that he cannot marry her. What do you think?
Well, I think that guy is just having some problems or complicated in
Okay,
his
so
mind.
why you think it's logical? Come on, Aziz. So what is the
Well,
difference really? It's saying to me that women she put love. So what does that mean? I mean, I
well,
am not your brother anyway. If we drink the same milk, that is very silly.
so if, for example, let's just say you and I were breastfed from the same woman.
Yeah, and what that would do? Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing would do.
Well,
It's food.
and I know, and she has
Hmm.
her daughters, and they also got breastfed at the same time
Hmm.
with us.
Hmm.
When we grow up, we're gonna grow up together.
Hmm.
Aren't you gonna feel like she's your sister?
Okay, let me ask you. You as a Muslim, you are allowed to marry your cousin, correct?
Not really.
Who said that?
Who said that? That is as the way I was taught. That is something that is not preferred to do.
So it's not. Is it based on Islam or based on your family that told you it's not right?
Basically, it's based on Islam.
Oh, okay, so it's based on Islam.
So basically, my dad believes, and my grandpa believes that
Hmm.
marrying from somebody that is not from
Yeah.
the family
Yeah.
is better because marrying from the family could cause problems.
Yeah, but what the Quran says is the opposite. The Quran says it is lawful for you to marry
It is
the daughters.
lawful to marry your cousin, not your
Yes.
sister,
Yeah,
not your brother.
this is what I asked you. I said to you, so you cannot marry from someone just because she drank milk with you, but you are marrying a cousin who have your blood already.
Well, the thing is, like I said, there's a difference between. Okay, so how does love is planted into your heart as a baby?
Hmm.
How is it planted?
What that have to do with the milk?
Well, it's because it's from your mother.
What if I take milk from a cow or a goat? She is a mother too. The mother, the goat is a mother. The goat, she don't have always milk.
See, the thing is, you cannot compare a human to an animal.
Why we cannot? Why we cannot?
Why? Because God said that God said that the humans are not the same as
no, he said,
animals.
No, he said that animals are community like you, and they have even Quran. Don't you know that?
Hold on. No, I actually know this one, but I just don't know this the ayah. I just want to find the ayah.
The Quran says, وَمَا مِن دَابَّةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا طَائِرٌ يَطِيرُ بِجَنَاحَيْهِ إِلَّا أُمَمٌ أَمْثَالُكُمْ مَا فَرَّطْنَا فِي الْكِتَابِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. Animals are Muslims like you, and they are community. So what the difference between drinking the goat milk and drinking a woman goat milk? And same time, we are going far away from our topic. How that if the man drink the women milk, even if there is milk, you just said that she is not forbidden for him still. So what the point?
Well, like I said, the point is, if you don't agree with me on this, let's not take it religiously, and I hope you don't get offended. I would think that somebody is ridiculous when they're gonna marry somebody that they were breastfed from the same mother.
Okay, I'm asking you now about your prophet. He ordered the women who have no milk anyway to give her breast to a man, and you are the one who did read for me that it says there this man is still lawful for her. So what the point? So what the point? What we did now? What we did by making this woman giving her breast to that man? What is the accomplishment?
Yes, it's in there. Go ahead. That guy never came for his phone? No, he never did. Here. The thing that we were talking about was breastfeeding in adults, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when you're gonna be breastfed, you're a family.
But you just said he's allowed still to have sex with her if he is a grown man. That the forbidden only is for children. This is what you said. What it says in front of you in the page. Okay, so what the point of having a woman giving her breast to a man?
Well, that child, before he become an adult,
this is not a child now.
Already, well, he was a child, correct?
But now he's a man. We're talking about a man.
Yes.
We're not talking about breastfeeding for a child. We're talking about the breastfeeding for adult. He is a man now.
Yes.
So what we will do if a woman, she gave her breast to this man, what happened?
Well, you do agree on me with when I said that the love gets planted when you are a child, not when you're an adult.
Okay, so let us say that's fine, no problem. What about the man now? Our problem is the man.
Well, the man was a child, and the love was already planted in him when he was a child.
But the man, he did not suck the women when he was a child. He's asking her now, and then this man now is a grown man to give her boobs to him. He's not a child no more. He's a man. It's in front of you.
Correct.
The hadith. Okay, so what the point of giving a man the boobs of a woman? She don't even have milk, and she is a grown woman, and he is a grown man. Do you think really a man, he suck the woman breast, he will behave?
He will behave?
Yeah. Do you think it's right for a woman to give her breast to a stranger? Do you think a woman, she will not get excited and the man will not get excited? What's the point of this? This is a perverted behavior. What do you say, Aziz? I don't want to. Don't take anything I say to you personal, please. I respect you.
Yeah, I'm not.
Imagine me. Let us say about me. I don't want to make it about you, so you don't get offended. Imagine I'm a Muslim. Okay. I opened the door of my house and I found a man in the couch with my wife, and he is suckling her nipples. I said, "What are you doing?" She said to me, "My honey, the Prophet said, if a man he will enter the house, and this is the cable guy, I cannot let him enter without suckling my breast."
Well, the thing is that man is not going to enter the house without a man in the house.
Well, he is already in the house. As you see, this man, he is in the house. He lived there.
Well, that guy grew up in that house.
My friend, doesn't matter. The husband is unhappy for seeing a stranger in his house. Still, he is not her son. If you have a slave, doesn't mean he's not a man. He is her slave. He is not her son. He is not her brother. He is just a stranger. So,
he'll be back. Sorry.
Yeah, he is just a stranger anyway. So what the point? What Muhammad accomplished by making this man, or this is an order for all Muslim women, and this is a verse in the Quran too, that she have to do it 10 times. What is the point if you still can have sex with her? You are the one who said to me, still
just apple. No apple. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, sir.
It's okay, Aziz. It's okay, Aziz. This guy is busy. Anyway, guys, he's a nice guy, but obviously he's trying to defend this madness. But you cannot defend that. Thank you, Aziz, for calling. Anyway, guys, so today we cover something very important about Islam, but we don't really cover everything. The most important thing about Islam, that this religion have no ethic. No ethic. And it's stupid. What kind of a prophet he order me or order my wife to give her boobs to a stranger? And what kind of a religion practice such a practice? It doesn't make sense. And the funny that Mr. Aziz, he said he is the person who go by logic. But I am sure now he is like, what the heck is this? I mean, what the heck of this is a religion? The ethic of Islam is bad in any way, any place you go. What about the Prophet ordering the man that he can beat his wife? Since when beating women will fix relationship? Since when beating women will make a family better? Since when man he should beat his wife because he's a man? What is the ethic? It is the opposite. A man should not harm a woman, for if he does, he is a coward. Do we agree, guys? A real man, he practice his muscles on a woman. He is a coward. He's a potato. So what kind of religion? The ethic of it, I can beat women, I have the right to jail them, I have the right to shout at them, I have the right even to force them to give their boobs to a stranger. This is God and this is a religion. الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض. Allah, he favor men upon women. Why? Why? Because they spend their money on them. What the heck? Men are the protectors and maintainers of women because Allah has given one more other strength. What does that mean? If you have more strength, He is the protector and the maintainer. What if the woman, she have more strength? If the strength is the reason, there's many men, they can't even fight a woman. And I'm very serious about that. There's women, they can beat 3 men in the same time. Who told you that all men are stronger than women? No, it's not the same said in the Bible. The Bible speak about the man, he have a duty, not the man he can beat his wife. The man have a duty to provide to his family, not he have a duty to beat his wife. The head of the house in the Bible is the man, yes, but the head of the house too in the women in the Bible, she is the queen of the house. The Bible describe the head of the house is the church and Jesus. Jesus is the same as the husband, and the church is the same as the wife. So the same as Jesus, he gave himself to the church, the man should give himself to the wife, which means absolute love and giving with no return. You don't wait for return. You don't beat the church. Jesus did not beat the church. He did not humiliate the church. He gave himself for the church. Yeah, when you read it from Timothy, you read exactly a verse. In order to understand the Bible, my friend, you read the whole chapter and you will see that you are wrong. We just said that in the Bible it teaches that the man is the head of the house, and the head of the house is the same as Jesus, who gave himself to the church, which means the Bible made the women equal to the church. And there's no Christian, he will humiliate the church. A Christian, he should defend, protect, provide, and give himself the same as Jesus, he gave himself to the church. This is what the Bible teach. What people do, they take a verse and they cut it out. And they say, okay, the Bible says that. We are talking about a person or God who speak of beating women, disrespecting them, jailing them, and Jesus never taught such a thing. Jesus taught us, even in the Old Testament, that when the man and the woman, they get married, they become one, not two. So how we are one, but yet we are insulting each other? How we are one, but we are not respecting each other? Show me where in the Bible, Mr. Animos, Jesus, he told the man that the woman, she should be beaten, as an example, or the wife, she should be treated like garbage. Can you show me that? The Bible teaches that the man is the head of the house, yes, but the head of the house is the same as Jesus, the head of the church. This is what the Bible says. So you don't take a phrase and you say this is what the Bible teaching. You teach, you give me the teaching of the Bible, not a teaching of 2 words. So the Quran and the religion of Islam is suffering badly from ethic. What about jailing them? You see, the Muslim in their translation, they put falsely the word first. Like you see here the word first. What first? There's no first and there is no next. The man, he can punish his wife by not having sex with her, but the woman, she cannot do the same. Can the Muslim women do the same? Can the Muslim man do the same? Or the Muslim women, sorry? No, he cannot. As simple as that. And you see, like when somebody this person in the text, he posts for you a verse, but he will not post what the chapter is saying, because this is how people, they play games. I am challenging him. He keeps saying to me that the Bible says the man is the head of the women. So we said that already, and we gave you what the Bible says. The man is the head of the house, not the head of the woman, which means he's the head of the family. That's what the Bible teach. However, the same as Jesus is the head of the church, and he gave himself to the church, this is how the man, he gave himself to his wife. So the man is the head of the house. That does not mean the woman is the tail of the house. The man is a head for something he will sacrifice himself for, not destroy. And there's a huge difference. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hey, my friend, how are you doing?
You okay?
Well, fine.
You're fine, yeah. That's good. That's good to hear. It was a nice chat with the older fellow that you were speaking earlier.
Yeah.
The one who was working. I think, at least I think he was trying to be honest, unlike some people. The question I wanted to ask. Basically, let's pretend that I am a Muslimah and I simply just want to divorce my husband and don't have proof of him cheating or anything. What are the reasons that a Muslim woman can divorce her husband, and how does she need to go through it? Because we know with a Muslim guy, with a man, he can say, is it triple talaq or whatever it's called?
Yeah, the woman in Islam, she can ask for divorce, but it's up still to her husband to do so or not. And in the same time, this is called al-khula, which means she is the one who is trying to get out. And based on al-khula, she deserves no dowry and deserves no money from the husband. So she will lose everything. She can ask for divorce. And if he agree,
the children as well.
If he agrees, she will lose everything. She cannot take with her anything, even her clothes, which he gave her. She have to leave it at home. Anything he gave her before, she have to leave, for she is the one is leaving. However, if the man decide to do so, which mean not based on her request, then he have to pay her what he promised in the contract of nukah, which is the contract of sex. So because he is the employer and he is the one who finished the contract, and now it's time for her to get her, let us say, wages. Okay, but if she decide to leave, she have no right for wages.
Okay.
Yeah, she can. But then even though if she asks for divorce,
she can leave. Sorry. She can leave for any reasons she wants, right?
She can, if he approve it anyway. At the end of the day, he have to approve. He have to agree.
Oh, he has to agree.
Oh yeah,
let's
No,
say, let's say the husband.
No. If you don't want,
the husband is nasty and he doesn't want to agree.
Today,
the woman doesn't have the proof to prove anything. It really just doesn't like this man.
She cannot.
How can she divorce him?
She cannot.
She cannot.
She cannot. But in modern court, in some Islamic countries, like I heard, like in Egypt now, they made a new law where the woman, she can ask for divorce because the violence is increasing. and women, they are committing suicide or stuff like this. So they come with a solution saying that women, she can ask, but even if the husband did not agree, if she can prove that he is beating her like to almost to death, like, you know, she
Not a normal beat.
yeah, she been taken to hospital and she have a report that almost she died, or he is doing like torture, like burning her skin by some crazy men, you know, they heat some metal and they touch her, or a knife, or they have a sexual madness fantasy where they hurt the women during that. So if she can prove such a thing, she can get a divorce. But normally, if the divorce is just because she don't want him no more, she have to give up all her rights, and he have to agree. Then she can get her divorce. Yeah.
No, I've watched something. It was like on the TV. They were trying to show the woman went and asked for divorce, and then the Sharia court basically said, you know, try it and see. Let's try it again, see if things, and then come back to us and so forth. So it was more of try and see first and come back. So I was thinking, what are actually the rights of a divorce for a woman? Because I mean, one of the arguments that Muslims try and use is that we as a Christians, we shouldn't divorce. And then they say, oh, what if the woman wants a divorce, the husband is abusive and all of this, you know, we in Islam, we let the woman divorce and so forth, you know. So I wanted to
a woman she cannot, you see, in Islam there's no marriage. In Christianity, marriage is real. In Islam there's a sex contract, and this sex contract can be finished even by text message. You can go right now and search. You will find that it's allowed in many Islamic countries because of the phone.
It was in there's a national. It was in a national radio.
Right.
There is you know, Majid Nawaz. You know him. I think you made the video about him.
Right. Yeah.
Basically, when he talks about usually about Islam, and he tends to be like the liberal and so forth. You know, I think he's left Islam, to be honest. But he uses Islam to make a name for himself, because he ends up having a place in the radio station. So people cannot say you're being Islamophobic, because he says, well, I'm a Muslim. So he was talking about the triple talat. Is it talat?
Yes, talat. Yeah.
Yeah. He was talking about the triple talat, how it's happening, and so many women were calling in. This is in UK, you know. So many women were calling, and this woman was saying, basically, the husband divorced her, but then they wanted to get back together, so she had to go and have sex with another man in a hotel in order to get back to him, to make the marriage. You know, this was on live on the radio. I actually couldn't believe I was hearing that. You know.
Yeah, this is in the Quran anyway.
You know, this is in UK. This is in UK live on radio show. Not one woman. There were so many women that were calling saying this is a big problem, because these people cannot get back together. You know, and they really regret what's happened. You know, they want to go back and they couldn't get back. That sort of thing. You know, so yeah. I believe everything you're saying, because I mean, these people were phoning in. Even we're talking in Western world. We're not talking in, I don't know.
Well, this is what the Quran says. The Quran says if a man divorces his wife 3 times, she cannot get back to him until if a new guy, and then that guy he divorced her, and then she can go back to her husband.
Well,
it
says it doesn't say just F. I think it says taste the juice. You know.
Yes. You know, the hadith says taste her juice and she tastes his juice, but the Quran used the word tankah, which means to if. So if a woman
does it,
yeah, the Quran used the word tankah.
The F word.
Yeah, the F word. The hadith says, the prophet, he said that if a woman she got divorced 3 times, she can't get back unless she tastes his juice and he tastes her juice.
So the Quran really uses that word. What do Muslims admit to that word, or do they say it has a different meaning?
If you remember, we have a guy who called us. His name is Nightmare, and he gave us. I
cannot forget him.
Yeah, he gave us a website, and we went there and we found that taste asilatahu, the word asila is the orgasm. He tried to deny first. He said this is not about his juice, and he said his sweetness. So we went to the dictionary and we looked for the word asila, and we found that it says that asila, it means until he tastes her orgasm and she tastes his orgasm. Yeah.
So it is for the man to accept the divorce, and if the man doesn't accept the divorce, then basically,
you know, let me tell you what some men do. Because the woman, she is allowed to ask for divorce, but then she will lose all her money. So what some men do, like let's say he want to get rid of this woman, what he would do, he will be so harsh on her, beat her every day, humiliate her, and then he says, if you want, he keeps saying to her, well, if you want, ask for divorce, because he want her to ask, so she would go out with nothing. You know what I mean? Because if she asks,
and if she goes, because you know, even in UK we do have Sharia courts. You know, not necessarily a massive court, is, you know, one of these small places where the Muslims go and do their own private dealings, you know. So there are Sharia courts in UK. So what happens is that they go and do these divorces between themselves,
right?
And a lot of them fall into that because they'll say, look, if you're gonna go to a main court, you're gonna get shamed by the community, because of, you know, sometimes they live in a group of, say, a Muslim area, more or less, you know, they always live sort of in groups. So you don't, so there will be a big community for that person there if she goes through another court and tries to do it a dodgy way, you know, so they're under pressure to go through that court.
Well, anyway,
I mean,
but I mean, whatever they do there, we are talking about Islam in general, doesn't matter which country. If a man, he want to get rid of the woman, all what he need to do to make her go without anything he promised her even to pay, even the gift he gave her, he just humiliate her, and then he give her the choice. If you want, just ask for divorce. He will not divorce her himself, because then if he divorce her without her request, he have to pay her. So this is, even the solution is not for the benefit of the woman, it's for the benefit of the man, because it's still, why okay, if she asks for a divorce, she have to lose everything. Why? You know, so this is not, was not done for the sake of the woman, it was done for the sake of the man. It is a solution for him to give her nothing. So she did marry him, she did live with him for many years. Let us say a woman, she marry a man for 20-30 years, and now he start beating the hell of her because he want to make her ask for divorce, so he will pay her nothing, and the money he will save from her, he can go and get a brand new girl who is maybe 12 years old, or even 9, or even 6. You know, so this is not a solution for the woman, that the woman, she can ask for divorce, because it is not an equal right anyway. She don't get.
So it is completely like an employment contract. You know, you have redundancies,
right,
where you have to pay the employer for the service that they've done.
If you quit,
so let's say, I don't know what you call it in US, but in UK we call it redundancies. So if you work, say, for a company for 10 years and they no longer need you because they haven't got that role anymore, you know, you're the driver now, they don't need any driver anymore because they're no longer doing deliveries, so they don't have any other role. What they do is they make you redundant. That's what we call it in UK, which means then they pay you for a couple of years that you've done the service. You know,
I think
you don't just get sacked.
They pay
whereas
you,
if you want to leave, you don't get any bonuses. You just don't get paid.
Right. This is exactly what it is. So if they are the ones kicking you, they give you, like some countries, they give you 1 month salary for every year.
Yeah.
You know?
In UK they do that. 1 month is 1 month or 1 week or something like that.
Yeah, 1 month salary for every year. So let's say if you work for 20 years, then we give you salaries of 20 years a month.
And in UK, if you are over 55 years and somebody does, you know, makes you redundant, they have to pay you all the pension up to the age of a pension age, which could be 67, 65, 67.
Yeah. Well, so, the poor Muslim woman, she will lose everything, and she will be, and even, you know, I know a story of a guy. This is a long time when I was like a very young, in a teenage. There's a guy, he's a Bedouin, and he did not show up to the school, etc. You know, we walked and talked together. We are, you know, he's in our classroom. So I told him, hey Muhammad, what happened? Where you been, man? He said, man, it's a long story. My dad, he divorced my mother, you know, and his mother is an old woman now. He said we were looking for her for a place to live, to stay, and the dowry he paid her is not enough to buy a TV. So what happened? This woman, she did marry him, let us say 30 years ago, and let us say at that time he promised her $300, but at that time $300 can buy a big farm. If he divorced her, the contract they write down that if I divorce you, you know, let's say, you know, like let's use the currency of Iraq. Before
they do have to disclose all their income and everything and do like a proper contract, because I think
not income.
Some of your listeners, your listeners don't
no, not income.
You know, this whole contract about the money that is there. I think
this is not income. He, you know, he signed a contract saying I will pay you a down payment, etc. for now, and then if I divorce you, you will receive a final payment of etc. And this has
to be done in a proper Muslim wedding.
Yes, and before the marriage.
So there has to be a buy contract and exit contract.
Yes, the exit contract is the most important for the Muslim women. This is why they ask now, in order to make it very hard for the Muslim man to get rid of them when they get old. They ask for a very high number as a protection. So if you divorce me, okay, I want $500,000. Now, if this guy he signs such a thing, he's in trouble. But what he will do, as I told you, there's a solution. Okay, if I divorce you, you will get 500,000. But what if I make you divorce me? You get nothing. So he beat her every day. He humiliate her every day. He can spit at her. He can do whatever he want every day. What she can do about it? In Islamic countries, most of them, if the man he don't leave marks in the body to the point is breaking bones, or even if he have marks like a blue in the skin, it's okay. But if the marks is the kind will cause like a permanent damage, which is going to be for maybe many months, or he broke his bones, then she can ask for divorce and get her money. But if just normal beating, he's fine. The Quran says you can beat them. If he's spitting at her, beating her, slapping her,
even little slaps is enough.
Right.
They don't have to you don't have to break somebody to break your bones. You know, when somebody keeps slapping you, even that is enough, and you don't have to leave marks. You know, even these little slaps.
Imagine you spit at her every day, from the morning at the night. I mean, well, she will leave. She will leave. She want to go. It's like it's going to be her life like hell. She will be like a dog in the house. You know, he can humiliate her, and he has full control. You see, in the Middle East and Islamic countries, if a woman she leave the door of the house without permission of the husband, he can call literally the police for her, and she will become wanted officially. The police will announce her name as a wanted criminal. So if the police found her in any airport, any train station, any bus, anywhere, she will be arrested immediately, and she will be taken for her husband.
So it's like an app, like the iPhone. Find my key, find my wife, sort of thing.
Yeah, find her and bring her here. This is the correct. In Islam they call it Baytul Ta'a, the house of obedience. So the man, let us say you came back home and you find your wife, she have a letter says I'm gone, bye. What you do as a Muslim man, you call the police and you give them her name. You say I am the husband of etc. and this my wife, she ran away. The police legally they will announce her name as a wanted woman for all over the country. And even if she found in other country, like let's say a woman, she ran away to Pakistan, but the guy is from Saudi Arabia, he can chase her. The Saudi government, they will call the Pakistani government if they receive information that the woman is there, and the Pakistani government, they will arrest the woman because they share the same law, and then they will ship her as a criminal to the Saudi, and then the Saudi will deliver her back to her husband, and her husband, he have the right upon her arrival to teach her how to behave, which means he beat her. Yeah, and she will be humiliated by the society. like, you know, she will be treated like a whore. You know, she's a woman who run away. You know. Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, it's very sad for, you know, as much as you laugh at these crazy laws, it's very sad to what really happens to some of these women and what they have to go through and what they face. You know.
Yeah.
When you see a woman who's covered and all of this, a lot of them don't want to be that way, and they're just being forced.
Well, you know,
there may be some who think yes, they do it because they feel close to Allah and all this, but a lot of them, they do have a lot of problems. So it's a very sad thing.
You know, I used to have a landline in my place in USA, but my landline was dead. I mean, nobody called me. You know, I have few people know me, but when I was in the Middle East, if you have a phone line and you are single, your phone will never sleep. I'm talking about the old days when there's no smartphone yet, etc. It's only landline.
I know.
And then
people ring what's called a lucky number. Just ring a number.
They call if the guy is mostly either a male is calling to find a female or female calling to find a, so whoever, like, who's your luck. So you call and you are a girl, and the guy who answered there.
They did exactly that on my country.
Yeah.
You even now, I think they're still doing it, but they did that a few years ago. It was very big. People just calling randomly, you know, and just
and she whispers. She says, "I cannot speak loud because my husband is here." Oh, okay. No. So because the house is like a jail, so those women, they try to find any exit. They are jailed at home. Like now, I don't want to be rude and show you what they do in their houses. Like, go now to any app, any website, go and see in YouTube, type the word ma'laya, and you will find what Muslim women do inside their houses. It's crazy. And internet now gave them a very huge door, and now, like, you see a lot of change happening in Islamic countries. Islamic countries are not the same as before anymore. You know, they are seeking women. They are seeking freedom, which is extreme. It's not normal no more, because, you know, when you put a person in jail for a long time and then suddenly you open the door,
you lose credibility as a man.
Yeah, he don't act.
Yeah,
he don't act.
So the man have lost credibility.
I don't know if you ever have a dog. If you have a dog and you never let him go out, and then suddenly you open the door.
I've kept somebody's dog before,
yeah.
So I know.
Open the door, he will go crazy. He will run like crazy. He's not even maintaining his feet. Like, his feet is going like, you know, because he is so excited. Finally, he's out.
To be out.
This is exactly what happened to those people. So when they go abroad, when they get their chance to do things, they do it in an extreme way. If you go,
they go crazy. They will jump on the man, and I know.
Men and women doesn't matter. By the way, even the Muslim man, when he go abroad, if he is not used to go abroad, he don't act normally. Like, if you go in the month of Ramadan, like in any country in Asia, like example in Philippines, I was there, and you will see in the month of Ramadan how all the restaurants are busy, but the Muslims are not in the restaurants. The Muslims are in the bars. Any bar have a restaurant bar, whereas you can find prostitution. Like, you know, I remember there's like a square, and there's like a coffee shop, there's restaurants, and there is the bar who have it's like a resto bar. There's a restaurant and bar in the same time, where there's a lot of prostitutes. They come to hunt for foreigners. You will find 90% of those who they are outside and inside in this bar are Muslims, and most of them, they are coming from Saudi Arabia. You see, the more freedom people have, the more they do those stupid things. As an example,
it's more dangerous. Let me tell you. I mean, I come from a communist country, so people were in a communist like North Korea now. Basically, you don't. You know, when we first got like a remote control to turn on a TV, which was probably casual here.
Yeah,
people didn't believe it. People used to say, "What?
It was a big deal.
You can't turn. How can you turn on a TV from sitting down? You know, that sort of thing." But then, because of that, as soon as the freedom opened, it sort of contaminated people. The people went crazy. People started doing all sorts of things, you know, because they haven't been taught from a young age to do that. You know, they haven't been taught in a certain way.
Finally, they have a freedom. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you go crazy, do drugs, do drinking, do all of this. You know, whereas somebody else has been raised to know the difference between wrong and right, even though he has the opportunity to do it all his life, but he doesn't do it. So I've experienced that sort of thing. So I've seen that sort of thing. I know what it is. So I fully understand what you're saying, because these women, especially a lot of them, if they been beaten or I mean, I've met women like that, you know, like Turkish. That sort of
It's
thing.
very normal, by the way, to happen to everybody. But Islam is a religion because it doesn't give a solution. Islam creates a problem. I made a video. I'm sure you know about it, where a Muslim TV station speaking about that a certain percentage of people in the city of Jeddah, they are having a homosexuality, family member having sex with family member, which means everything is wrong. But what is the reason? The reason is Islam, because Islam make you not to live a normal life. When you don't have a normal life, you don't act normally at the end of the day. You start acting like an animal. This is why they have a very high number of the percentage of homosexuality in Islamic countries, because the male is allowed to be with male and the female is allowed to be with the female. So a woman, let's say a young teenage girl,
they go like Bachi in Afghanistan,
right? So like not just a normal thing, like, you know, let's say somebody have a daughter, she is 16 years old and she is not allowed to go with boys, she cannot see boys, she cannot have a normal life, see normal people. So what she can do? Oh, my dad, my cousin, she's coming over, she want to sleep over, is that okay? Oh, she is a cousin, she is a female, they can sleep together in the same bed. But those are girls who they are not allowed to see men, and that will start what is called lesbian. And the same for boys. A boy, he is allowed to invite a boy who is his cousin or his friend to sleep over, no problem. No problem. He can sleep over his house, he can sleep over your house. Both they sleep in the same bed, and they are not allowed to have a normal relationship, even to speak with women. So what they do? They became gays. So this is why homosexuality in Islamic countries is extremely high. You know, because they don't have a normal life. When you don't have normal life,
and if you go and ask them, they don't even think they're gay. They just say they just see it as a normal thing to do. You know?
No, they are not gays. For them, they are not gays. This is like it's fun.
For them it's just fun, because I was watching a Turkish, well, it was a Turkish show showing it was done in UK by BBC, but it was showing in Turkey, you know, where the men were going to sleep with what do you call them, tranny? They having sex with men who are dressed like women, and you know, sex shame. You know, that sort of thing. And they were saying, no, I'm not, I am straight, I'm not gay, you know.
So what he's doing there?
but the woman asked him, you know, but he does you, right? Yes, but no, I do him. So I'm it's very funny, actually. It's really funny, because he says, no, they don't do me, I do them, so I'm not gay.
Yeah, supposedly if he is doing them, he is not gay, supposedly. Yeah, like he is the hero now. Like,
yes, and they're laughing with their, you know, they with his friends, so it's not like hiding or hidden. They just young guys, and they're like, yeah, it's absolutely no shame about it. So it's just really funny.
Welcome to Islam.
All right, that's what I wanted to ask. Really, it's just to clarify the whole divorce thing.
By the way, I made a video yesterday. I don't know if you downloaded it. Did you?
I don't think I've been able to download it yesterday.
It's a good video.
I've been busy lately. I have my reasons. I don't want to.
You have 4 wives now? Be honest. 4 wives? You have 4 wives or what? It's okay. You don't need to tell me. It's okay. I understand.
I can't talk because 2 of my wives are here. So.
Oh, okay. I will not tell.
They will get the kitchen knives, you know.
Oh boy.
In UK, you know, it's dangerous.
All right, my friend. Thank you very much for coming. Take care.
And one of them wants to divorce me because I listen too much to Christian Prince.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, my friend.
All right. Take care.
Thank you for calling.
Cheers. Bye.
All right. Today we cover some of the bad ethic of Islam and why Allah cannot be God. Everything we mentioned there is a clear proof that Islam does not bring a solution. Islam has a problem. It's a problem for the family, problem for society. Islam not only don't have ethic, it teaches something ugly, disgusting, stupid. Like women, she can give her breast to a stranger. The man, he can beat his wife. The man, he can, if he divorces his wife, she had to sleep with someone else to get back. Islamic create problems, don't give solution. The funny Muslim, they say to us, Islam is a solution. Islam is the problem. This is why you will not find a happy family in Islamic countries, because family is based in a value of a man and a woman, not a value of a man and a bunch of women, not in a value of a man and 3 sons, not in a value of a group sex, not in a value where the son, he do not know who is his brother, not in a house where the man is allowed to lie to his wife. As we heard the Muslims when he called us, he said, yeah, you can lie to your wife, so what? And the wife, she can lie to the husband. The ethic is one of the biggest problem. And now we are just talking about general ethic in Islam. We did not talk about the ethic of Muhammad, which is very filthy. From forcing his son to give his wife to him, to having sex with the children like Aisha, and that affects the Islamic society, because now Muslims, they have no limit of how young the girl she can be, yet she is a sexual target. So we cannot consider Islam as an ethical religion, regardless if it is a false or not. It's far from ethic. You see, for me, if you are a Hindu, you believe in the wrong belief. If you are a Buddha, you believe in the wrong belief, etc. But I cannot compare anyone to the madness of Muhammad. Where women, she became a sex toy, a children's became sex toy. Even the promise of God in heaven, even his heaven is not ethical. Have you ever heard of heaven? Have nothing there but a bunch of naked people having sex non-stop. Even heaven became dirty. When a prophet, he promised his followers that he will have an orgasm of 70 years. Did we ask ourselves, where is the ethic? What 70 years mean? Having sex with who? The Muslim will say to you, with his wife, but he don't know his wife. Those are women are made for sex. This is not a wife. This is a sex toy. Where is the ethic of wife? The ethic of having a wife and husband. You see, the Muslim, the funny about them, they say to you, we believe in the story of Adam and Eve. Okay, so why God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Eve's? Why in the case of Islam only, Adam and Eve became Adam and Eve's? And what one man need of 80,000 women and 80,000 little boys, and the Muslim, they say 80,000 little boys to serve us. What is the ethic of this God to force children for eternity to serve me? If it is really just servant, which is I don't believe, because the Quran says those boys will never bleed. Bleed from what? The Muslim, they will say to you, oh, bleed here is about they will not get drunk. They are my servant and they are boys and they get drunk. I thought they are servant. They would drink with me. Obviously, I'm sleeping with them. What is the ethic of forcing children to be my servant slaves forever, for eternity? So slavery in earth, slavery in heaven, and that is Islam. And even the Quran promise that those women in heaven, they will be restrained in their tents, so they can't even see outside. Yes, they are in heaven, but they are in the tent. Why? Because they are made for sex. Their job is to be in the bed, not to be outside. That's your job. Allah, he made the women in the heaven for sex. And those women, according to Muhammad, they are the kind, because Muhammad and the Arab, they are obsessed with the white color. So he promised them, those women, you can see the marrow of their bones, which means they are very white to the point you can see through, as you see in the front of your eyes. Even the ethic of a beauty is not there, because this is a racist promise to the point he is favoring the white women, and this woman, she is extremely white to the point we can see through her bones. What is the ethic of that? And why this woman, she look like a jellyfish? Because Muhammad is giving an extreme false promise that, okay, you are an Arab and you like white women, guess what? Those women are so white to the point you can see through their marrow, the marrow of their bones. What kind of God and what kind of ethic he provide with such a promise? And not to forget to mention how ugly it is to have a woman, you can see her as if you are an X-ray machine, because this is exactly what he's saying. You can see through the marrows of her bones. This is a stupid promise, stupid mentality, and a madness. Just to give you an idea what that X-ray women look like, let me show you. But please don't get excited by seeing the heavenly women of Allah, at least for the men. Look at this. This is what Allah promised us in the heaven. This is how he described those women. We are going to see through their bones. Imagine, this is God promise. This is the heavenly God. This is the Almighty God. This is a woman I'm going to sleep with, and this is supposedly the most beautiful woman. I can see through the marrows of her bones. And as you see, Muslims, we are not making things up. This is what your prophet said. Every one of you will have 2 wives of the Huri and the rest from different. By the way, there's many numbers because the Muslims have many ranks. Because some people, they might say, you said 80,000, somebody says 72, somebody said 70. Muslims, they have ranks, which means depend in how good you are. If you are a person who joined Al-Qaeda, you get more. If you are a person never killed any Christian or Jew, you do get less. So this is the lowest one. And those women, they are going to be those wives, the Huris, will be so beautiful, pure, and transparent that the marrow of the bones of their legs will be seen through the bones and the flesh. So when we show you this picture here, we are not making fun. This is exactly how it looked like. This is how your prophet, what he promised you. And I'm going to take off this picture because I can tell that some men are misbehaving here. They're getting so excited. They could not resist the temptation of this scene. I mean, this is so much. Who can resist that? We have to be honest as men. I mean, this is amazing, so beautiful. Whew. Man, this is so hot. You have a wife, she is a jellyfish. At least now I can see the poo-poo inside her. And if she ate my hamburger, I can know who is the one who ate my hamburger. Where's my money is going? If she hides some money in her bra, I can see through. I mean, and Muslims, how you can see through? I mean, what does that mean? What kind of bones she have? What kind of a flesh she have? I mean, this guy is madly obsessed with the, I don't know what to say. Anyway, guys, if you notice here with me, this woman, I don't know if you can see what I see. This woman, she is wearing high heels. All right, but look what happened here. She have something here. I'm just studying one of my future wives. You see here, I'm not sure if this is a bracelet or something. Something fishy. But you know, this is the good thing about having a woman you can see through. Look here, she have something. I don't know what is that. Let me zoom in. Here, what is that? This is her kidney. My wife, she have a kidney. I never thought she have a kidney. Interesting. This is the first time I see a woman she have something like this. Because I thought, according to the Quran, women, they have testicles here. Because this is where the sperm is coming, according to the Quran. Anyway, let's just change the topic. Enough is enough, and Islam is wonderful, and you guys are so jealous from the wisdom and the wise, amazing prophet. His name is Muhammad, the one who made a promise nobody ever before him promised, except the Persian, except many other religions who they have madness about women. He took the word houris from them and he started exaggerating with his fictions. Fictions is good. All of us will like fictions. Why not? You know. And I hope the Muslims will make a video for us or movies about those women who they are see-through. And then we watch the movie and then we say we don't see any women in the movie. They say what? We don't see any women in the movie. They see only men. They will say to you, are you stupid or what? Don't you know that you see through? Because we see through, we could not see them. Alhamdulillah. Now we got it. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. May the Lord bless you all. We have enough for today. I will try to open tomorrow, but I don't promise. But we will be mostly around 4:30. Don't forget, please, guys, to watch the video I made yesterday and download it. It's very important. Share the video with your friends. Doesn't have many of you. Sometime I'm doing like very early broadcast, like even 2 a.m. in the morning. All right. So like I finish what I do, I'm working in my books, etc. And then I say, okay, let me make a video to answer some Abdul. So watch the video previously is gone. Always check before to see if there is something new and share it with your friends. So thank you very much for being here. May the Lord bless you all. And until we see you again, as always, let us remember one thing, that here we are challenging the cult of Islam. We are not just debating, because Muslims don't debate really. We challenge them, and always Muslims, they fail. Muslims are copy-paste. Nobody even understand what he is saying. They accuse you with what they have. They accuse you of lying, but they are the one who teach lies. They accuse you of hate, but their book, all of it is about hate. They accuse you of violence, but their prophet is the most aggressive killer, criminal. They accuse you of fornication, but their prophet is the biggest fornicator. They accuse you of being pedophile, but their prophet is a pedophile. They accuse you of slavery, but their prophet is the one who owns slaves, bought slaves, captured slaves. Everything they accuse you with, they are the first to have it. And mostly you don't even know what they are talking about, which means you don't have what they are saying you have. So they try to throw at you what they have in order to blind you, and you will not be able to see what they have, or not. They will not give you a chance to ask them about the madness of the religion. So a Muslim guy, he'll call you, he says, do you know what the American did? Do you know the white man, he used to own black slaves? Your prophet owned black slaves. And who said to you that the white man was right by doing that? But we have a prophet of God who claimed to be he is from God, and he owned a slave. He is, I can name for you many of them. The most famous one is Bilal. Muhammad, he died, and Bilal is still a slave. Muhammad never freed him. This religion is the kind where, in order not to answer you, I will ask you. This is their strategy. I will ask you before you finish your question, or let's say before you finish your answering my question, I will ask you second question, so you will not have time to ask me. This is how Muslims try to avoid Islam being exposed, but it doesn't work with us. This is why we invite you all to invite your friends always. Join us and be part of this conversation, and feel free anytime you'd like to call me. Everybody is welcome. Usually when we start our program, we welcome Muslims first. But if there is no Muslims, then Christians are welcome to call, or even from other belief. Thank you for being here. May the Lord bless you. Christ is Lord. Islam is false. Amen to that. And see you soon again. Bye-bye. What?